All right, let's talk about AI. It's totally shaking up how international teams work together, right? The promise is huge, saving us time, making things clearer, and just boosting our energy. But, it also brings up a really crucial question. Where do we draw the line? So in this explainer, we're going to explore what we can safely hand over to AI and what absolutely positively has to stay human.
And that's really the core tension we're diving into today. Is AI this amazing, revolutionary tool that's going to supercharge how we all work together globally? Or does it hide some serious risks that could actually undermine the trust our teams are built on? Let's find out.
So let's start with the good stuff, the promise of AI. When you use it the right way, it can be an incredibly powerful ally. It can help us navigate all the complexities of international communication with way more efficiency and precision than we've ever had before.
Okay, so the AI ecosystem for collaboration is kind of structured around 4 key areas that are just perfect for teams spread all over the globe. Let's break them down one by one.
First up, we've got tools that help with writing and style. Now, the goal here isn't to have an AI write everything for you. Think of it more like a super sophisticated editor that helps you polish your message so it lands perfectly with your colleagues no matter where they are. So for example, a tool like Grammarly Business is fantastic for adjusting your tone. It can help you sound more formal or more friendly, and it's great for helping you sidestep those potential cultural missteps in English. Then there's something like DeepL Write, which is amazing at simplifying really complex sentences to make your message crystal clear. The key takeaway here is to use these as editors for proofreading and clarifying, not for cooking up your message from scratch.
Okay, on to category 2, meetings and transcription. These tools are all about doing the heavy lifting of note-taking, which frees up your team to focus on what actually matters, the conversation and, the people in it.
This category is such a brilliant starting point for any international team. Fathom, for example, can whip up automatic meeting summaries. A tool called TLDV is amazing for creating video chapters, so you can just jump straight to the key moments. And MeetGeek can even pull out task and decision lists right from the conversation. This all means less busy work and more focus in the meeting. But the big rule here is that a human should always review the final conclusions.
Next, let's talk translation. We're not just talking about simple word-for-word stuff anymore. We're talking about tools that can handle really complex documents while keeping all the specific jargon that's so important to your industry.
So tools like DeepL Pro or ChatGPT 4o let you translate these detailed reports or big presentations while keeping your industry-specific language and even the document's layout totally intact. This is perfect for prepping materials for a global audience, but you have to remember the golden rule. A quick human review before you hit send is absolutely essential. You've got to catch any of those little nuances the AI might miss.
And our final category, multilingual video and audio. These tools are all about bridging that distance and those language barriers to create a much stronger sense of connection and presence, even when you're thousands of miles apart.
Just imagine sending a single video message that literally speaks to each person on your team in their native language. You can do that with a tool like HeyGen, or using ElevenLabs to make sure that your own voice and tone stay consistent even when it's translated. This stuff is incredibly powerful for keeping your team in the loop, but it's really important to know its limits. It's no substitute for genuine, unscripted relationship building.
And that brings us to the other side of the coin. Because for all their power, these tools come with some hidden pitfalls. Relying too much on AI can sneak some subtle but really significant problems into our team dynamics.
There are 4 main dangers you really need to watch out for. There's the robotic effect, where you start to lose your own unique voice. There are context hallucinations, where the AI totally misses the real meaning. There's cognitive dependence, where we kind of stop trying to learn cultural nuances for ourselves. And of course, there's the big one, data confidentiality.
So what's a context hallucination? Well, this is a perfect example. An AI can translate the words, "That's an interesting idea," perfectly. But what it will almost certainly miss is the dry British sarcasm behind it. It can't interpret that slight hesitation in someone's voice that signals, "Hey, this is really important." And this just brilliantly highlights the huge gap between words and actual meaning.
So this leads us to maybe the most important question of all. What do we need to protect? What are the core human parts of working together that we should never, ever delegate to an algorithm? Here is the single most important idea to keep in your head. Think of AI as a prosthesis. It's a tool that extends our own abilities. It can help us perform better, for sure, but it can never, ever replace the core of who we are and how we connect with each other. This quote just gets right to the heart of it. Trust isn't built on being perfect. It's built in the messy, imperfect moments.
You know, a slightly awkward joke, a personal story, or just trying to speak a few words of a colleague's language, that's where the real connection happens. Your effort is so much more valuable than an AI's perfection.
So, here's the bottom line. There are 3 areas that have to remain 100% human. First, conflict management and empathy. An AI can't read the tension in a room or handle a sensitive feedback session. Second, team culture and small talk. All those little informal moments are where trust is actually built. And finally, final decisions and accountability. An AI can give you options, but a human has to own the final call.
So how do you actually put all of this into practice? Well, the best way to make sure AI is a true asset is to be intentional about it. And a really simple and effective way to do this is by creating an AI communication charter for your team.
And it's a really straightforward framework. Step 1, define when using AI is actually encouraged, for things like meeting summaries or proofreading long emails. Step 2, clarify when it should be avoided, like in conflicts, personal congratulations, or any kind of sensitive message. And Step 3, share this simple, reassuring framework with everyone. It's all about putting performance, clarity, and human connection first.
And that leaves us with one final question to think about. It's not really about if you'll use AI, but how. Is your team truly ready to collaborate with AI, using it as a tool to make your human connection even stronger, not to replace it?